we bring you tonight into Portland over the... And let's take a look at the last handful of how it's ended down today.
Kevin, thanks.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And it's Jackson in a point guard. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Jones in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Lillard, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but and yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Oh, you can get spoiled watching him at the line. I mean, you just expect him to make every one, every time.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. George against McCollum. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Do you remember, Greg, if you watched the standings very much when you played?
We were always aware of it, and a lot of that had to do with the goals. I remember early in my career playing for the Knicks, we were trying to win championships, and we talked a lot about home court and having that and come postseason time. So you were absolutely aware of where you were because of the goals you set, but I think that also changes depending on who you are as a team. If you're a championship caliber team that's won it, and maybe you're in the midst of a dynasty run, it may not matter as much because you know how good you are and you can win no matter where the venue.
Pass to Batum, back to George. Over McCollum. Batum dishes to George. 1 up, 1 down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
This is the kind of teammate Batum is. You like seeing him share it like this.
George against Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, G.A. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Leonard with the ball. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. McCollum with the ball. George picks him up. Pass to Jones. Back to McCollum. It's Covington on the wing. 5 to shoot. Down low. Kanter. And Kanter throws it down.
I like to see this Lillard patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
George looking around. Over McCollum. Batum trying to break loose. And George gets it to go. George has got 6.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And here's George for 3. Cans it from downtown. He's got 9.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the three at a ridiculous rate.
Now here's Lillard. He's coming off a 22-point game against Brooklyn.
And boy, did he have it going offensively. He lived at the line during that game as well, and that's where he got a lot of those points.
Here's Jackson. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that a sloppy effort? I mean, turnovers were a huge issue. They don't have to play safe tonight, but they do have to play smart.
Covington finds McCollum. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Yes, that goes in.
McCollum is remarkably quick. Love seeing him put it on the deck and finish at the rim.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Back to Jackson. Outside Batum. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's George. Here's Zubac. Outside for George. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
Oh, this first quarter couldn't be going much better for him. 4 for 5 from the field to get things cracking.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Sinks the three-pointer.
Lillard is as tough as there is to contain in the pick and roll. He does a nice job of using the screen to get a little bit of separation.
Williams passes to Okuru. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Lillard against Williams. This one for 3. The Trailblazers rebound, and that one is off. The Clippers trail. Here's Mann. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Atlanta. There's 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. And again, the Clippers turn it over. Seven seconds left in the first. 2 on the clock. And it's good on the way in.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. It's the Trailblazers. They're up by 4. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us.
I look to the times where things are going well.
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. Guys, what stands out from the Blazers so far?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Morris is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then it's Williams. And it's Mann in at the 3. Simons the pass to Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
Oh, man, what a slam by Cantor. His size lets him make easy work of those big plays in the paint.
Here's George. Second shot opportunity. Zubac, that's good.
Now, with all the intensity he plays with, boxing him out is a chore. Tough.
Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Back to Anthony. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to Cantor. Let's go. Anthony's shot is off.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
Stolen by Cantor. And here we go, Anthony heading to the hoop.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands. Clippers trail by 4. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Leonard finds George. They get it again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Simons surveying the D. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call. Greg, as a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
Kennard kicks to Williams. And Covington sends it back. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. And here's McCollum for 3. It's rebounded by Lou Williams. And it's Williams with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 7. And here's the fast break. Hood gets the bucket.
Great job of staying engaged right there. Hood's opportunistic attitude helping him grab steals like these.
The pass to Patterson. They need this. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Robert Covington picks one up.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Jones comes in for Hood, and Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Man's checked in. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile 1 block?
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D.
Here's Williams. Some solid defense from Lillard. Portland leading by 7. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Lillard against Williams. Shoots over Lillard. Damian Lillard grabs the loose ball.
The rotation in the D could be better here. It'll cost them next time if it's not.
And it's McCollum off the drive. And stolen by Patterson. Man passes to Morris. Finished off the break. Morris has got his first bucket of the night.
How about the strength of Morris shrugging off the D and nailing the shot?
Lillard against Williams. Now, here's Lillard. 13 points in the game. Plenty of daylight on that shot. McCollum's got 8 points.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
About 7 seconds separating the shot game clocks. Patterson can't get it to go. Trailblazers leading by 10. Here's Jones. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
A terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Williams passes to Man. And here's Kennard. Goes back up. And we've reached halftime in this one. Trailblazers lead by 12. And now we'll send it over to David. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is.
Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He had 13 points, 2 assists, and
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through two quarters? He has been terrific.
This game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the 3 slot. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Jackson drives in. Here's Zubac. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Not the guy you expect to be missing a bunny.
And a deep three from Lillard. They get it back.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
A three from Leonard. Damian Lillard grabs the loose ball.
This is not the start they wanted coming out of the break. 0 for 3 so far, and they're not playing with much intensity.
And there's the feed to Kanter, and Kanter throws it down.
Embracing physical contact on the way up. Kanter seems to enjoy scoring right on the defense.
Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. Lillard outside. Portland with a new 14. And a wide open look for McCollum. Off target from 3-point range.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
There's the lob to Jackson, and stolen by Lillard. And oh, here we go. Covington's got it. The fast break chance. McCollum finds Covington. Three-pointer, Lillard. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Zubac has got 4 rebounds in this game.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league. Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. Batum dishes to George. And now we've got the intentional foul for the Trailblazers. Giles comes in for Enes Kanter. And Carmelo Anthony is subbed in for Robert Covington. Pass to Morris. Here's Mann. Covered by Hood. Pass to Mann. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Passes it to Kennard. Outside Williams. And the basket is good. Williams has got his first 2 points.
This is why Kennard's teammates appreciate him. He's good at sharing the wealth when they're uncovered.
Simons, the pass to Trent. Here's Simons. He's guarded by Williams. Anthony right side. Clock at 6. Off target with the open look.
Oh, the defense with no impact at all. Just didn't have the feel for his jump shot.
Here's Morris. Makes it off the glass. Morris has got his second basket of the night.
When Morris gets it down in the paint, he's deadly, using his big arms to get these shots up and in.
Here's Simons, and it's denied. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Giles kicks to Hood. Shot on the wing. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And the Trailblazers lead by 12. To the inside. Here's Oturu. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Good unselfish play from Kennard. I mean, pockets and assists instead of forcing his own shot.
1:02 left in the third. High post try. Giles. The tip in on the offensive rebound.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. There's the pass to Oturu. Out to Morris. Knocked away. Tries from 10. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
When Morris gets free from mid-range, he's very effective. Love seeing him getting it going from there.
Here's Simons. He's guarded by Williams. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The Trailblazers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And the first one drops for the Trailblazers. Enes Kanter's checked in for Harry Giles. Derek Jones comes in for Anthony. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Rodney Hood. Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. Jacks up a 3. Man can't hit. And so they choose to intentionally foul. Portland shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the third. Pass to Morris. Kennard kicks to Morris. Here's Williams. Chalk up 2 there. Williams has got his second bucket.
And just a fluid offensive talent with really a knack for getting to his spots. Williams so hard to keep up with.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to see him have the kind of trouble he's had tonight. And we'll be back with you shortly. Terry Stotts has some advice for it.
Again, stops after that start with it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. 4th quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So for the Clippers right now, they've got Ivica Zubac, Reggie Jackson out there with Williams. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Batum in at the 4. Leonard on the wing. Back to Jackson. Here's Williams. Portland grabs the miss. Kanter's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in.
Set up by Lillard's nice feet. I mean, he loves being the quarterback of their offense.
He kicks it to Covington. Back to Lillard. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. The 3. No good. The Clippers go the other way with it.
Not his best day from 3-point range. I mean, just won in the first half and still looking for his first here in half number 2.
Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent, but 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those 2 guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure is right. Kicks it out to Lillard. Trailblazers keep it alive. And it's McCollum in the corner. Lillard up top, defended by George. Just 4 to shoot. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Clippers ball.
And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter now. On the wing, Batum. Back to Jackson. George from deep 3-point land. They get it back. No good that time. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Pass to Lillard. Over George. And it's Lillard again missing.
Tells you a little something about their team. They've been able to pull in front despite his troubles tonight.
A nice shot by George.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Lillard surveying the D. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Trent's checked in. And here is Los Angeles now. A 12-point game. Gets it down to single digits. George has got 9 points now in just the second half.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Trent passes to Lillard. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Portland. Here's George. From outside the arc. And Jones pulls it down. 14 feet away. Kicks it out to McCollum to stop the drought. Jones drives in. Here's Cantor. Batum grabs the miss.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
George way outside. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Jackson. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Lillard dishes to Cantor. Back to Lillard. Another shot, and it's sent back by George. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Los Angeles making a switch here. Williams is checked in. Just 5 to shoot. And the rejection by Zubac. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. On the wing, George. Now Covington. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
Lillard left side. Launches it. Cantor kicks to Lillard. 6 to shoot. Back to Cantor. And stolen by Williams.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, the game got away from them, but hopefully they've learned some things, and hopefully they'll be able to make some adjustments next time.
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people. That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Jackson, he's checked in for Williams. Cantor, high post. Three-pointer, Lillard. Passes to McCollum. Here is Lillard trying to end the drought. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
There's never going to be hesitation from Lillard on his catch-and-shoot opportunities. His confidence through the roof on Lillard.
And so it's Portland winning this one. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks.
Do on the court.
Shortly after you were drafted, the Lakers traded the number 7 pick and obtained a championship caliber player in Reese, as well as other pieces in Bohio, Cease, and Bobby Buckets. With the new Lakers gaming squad roster, what role do you think will be best suited for you?
I think we just got to see when this season starts during scrims. If I got to play lock, I'll play lock. If I got to play center, I'll play center. I'm going to do
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubats in at the 5 down low. And for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. Now, here's Doncic. And there's the pass to Porzingis. Just 5 on the clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Takes the turnaround J and off the glass. That one's good. Well, we all know, Clark, the travel in the NBA is just exhausting. It's just incredible how many miles these teams rack up.
Kevin, I tell you, some of the old-timers would say, hey, they travel in charter planes today and 5-star hotels. They haven't seen anything as far as rough travel. But you're right, it takes a toll. But players are well accustomed to navigating the cadence and rhythm of traveling and still being ready to play.
Good on the shot.
Boy, that's a recipe for disaster, fellas. Allowing Doncic to get comfortable from this area, forget about it.
The 3 from George. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. Doncic passes to Kleba, and an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Finney-Smith can't get it to go. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Jackson passes to Zubats. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. The shot by George, wide open. And it's George again missing. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. A guy who just continues to earn more minutes. You know, Finney-Smith is tough, and, Greg, he is effective.
He seems to become a better rebounder every year. More efficient. He'll take charges, commits hard fouls. And I don't think we've seen his ceiling. Finney Smith is a guy you can win with.
Jackson against Doncic. Batum with the steal. And they're on the break. And here's Leonard from three. Batum finds Jackson. And Leonard has it in the corner. On the wing, George. Over Richardson. Off the left rim and out.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Kleba fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Boy, KP wanting to dish it when his guys are open. I love that team-first attitude on display.
Hardaway's checked in for the Mavericks. The Clippers also changing it up. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Williams in for Jackson. Now, here's George. 8 points his last outing. Four on the shot clock. Offline with his three.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Kleba kicks to Doncic. Richardson the pass to Doncic. To the paint. Leonard with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. And stolen by Richardson. Doncic feeling it out. Takes the 13-footer. And that one hits back iron.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
The 15-footer. And George gets it to go. George has got his second bucket tonight.
When PG-13 is feeling it, he can be an absolute monster from mid-range.
Up top, Doncic. Defended by George. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
And so Doncic will bring it up for the Mavericks. Trailing by 2, fresh from a win against Portland.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
And it was funny, the road arena didn't bother them at all. I mean, they locked in, focused, and executed, and got it done.
Now, here is George. He has 5. Good. George has got 7.
Amazing athleticism from George. I mean, sprinting towards the bucket and getting there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Doncic with it. Guarded now by Patrick Patterson. Leonard with the steal. And here again, Los Angeles in transition. Up the court they go. And he gets the bucket. 9 points in the game so far.
And getting out in transition has been a big part of this run that they're on.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
12 seconds left to play in the first. Pick off in midair. Pass to Williams. Out to the right wing. Here's Mann. And it's off from three-point range. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Clippers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Kennard is out there with Williams. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Mann in at the small forward position. And he gets it to go. Batum's got the lead up to 8 now for Los Angeles.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Here's Brunson, and the layup falls. Brunson's got his first points in this one. The Clippers shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. Outside Jackson. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Greg, you were a feared ball hawk in your playing days, and I know you see similar players playing today.
No doubt about that, Kev. You know, Ben Simmons, a player 6'10" with those hands. He's incredible to watch on that. And how about Fred VanVleet, though? He's a guy, they say he's 6'1". I don't know. But he gets into you and competes, man. And that's the beauty of our game. You know, you can be as big as the trees and have a major impact, or you can be one of those little fellas, as they like to call us, and be equally as effective on the floor.
Like the Chris Pauls, the Patrick Beverleys, there are a lot of those guys that play the ball like you did so well. Yeah, right. Great players. Here's man after Luka Doncic's bucket. Jackson finds Zubats, and the officials calling for a 3-second violation. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs.
And looking at the Philadelphia matchup, this is what the fans have been wanting to see. Two of the best teams in the league duking it out, and you know whoever gets the win is going to be viewed as the team to beat.
The drive by Doncic. Second shot opportunity. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Cauley Stein.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Now, here's Kennard. He played real well against Atlanta in that last game. And taken away by Johnson. He's all alone. Here's Cauley Stein, and Cauley Stein throws it down.
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Jackson against Doncic. And the dunk by Zubats.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Well, I tell you what, guys, the young kids like to say, that's doing too much. That falls into that category. That was too much.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Marjanovic checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Porzingis comes in for Johnson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. George, no good. Mavericks trail by 3. Here's Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Now, here's George. He's got 9. Five on the clock. Porzingis with the block.
Tell you what, Porzingis showing great timing as the anchor of the defense there.
Finney Smith score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Now coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish. Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Here's Leonard. The Mavericks making the shot. Clippers moving the ball around. No good from Zubats.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Brunson. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. It's tipped. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Richardson, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And then for the Clippers, Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Williams in for Jackson.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Outside Leonard. Can they get it? And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And then Leonard enjoys jamming it home. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
It'll count. No good on the last second attempt there. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. The Mavericks on top. They lead by 3. And thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. And Kenny, along with the incredible production Luka Doncic gives this game, his leadership may be just as important.
Yeah, Coach Carlisle, he said, hey, we're going to add that respect.
And that should do it.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Clippers trail by 3. Hardaway is out there with Johnson. Then it's Josh Richardson. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Marjanovic in at the center position. It's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. And the shot goes in.
George is really one of the most amazing players in the league. An all-NBA caliber player. And he's worked tirelessly on his shooting form, and now it's close to perfect.
To the middle. Here's Hardaway. The shake. And the rejection by Zubac. Leonard against Brunson. That one doesn't go. Great D that time from Leonard. Here's George. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Maverick shooting at 50% in a decent groove. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Your son, Cole Gregg, was one of the top high school players in America. A lot of services had him number 1. Talk about what it was like going through the recruiting process as a dad.
It was fun for the most part because he really kind of kept everything in perspective. And the teams we dealt with, the schools we dealt with, man, they were all top-notch. So that process, about as enjoyable as one could ask for. But at the same time, it's still stressful, man. That's still your little guy getting ready to head off to college.
Well, you're a dad and a proud one at that. Brunson scanning the floor. Inside, Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And at about 230 pounds, Leonard is a well-built specimen. Can absorb defenders like it's nothing.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Marjanovic. Maxi Kleber comes in for Johnson. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Doncic against Williams. With the teardrop. Out to Hardaway. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Hardaway's got the lead up to 5 now for Dallas.
Hardaway Jr. rises and fires with great confidence from there.
Patterson with it. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Shoots over Powell. No good there. So the Mavericks will take it the other way.
and they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing. And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision where he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Williams dishes to Patterson. Doncic with the block.
Yeah, the defense of Doncic looking a lot better. I mean, when he works hard at that end of the floor, he can get up and block some shots, too. Not a lot of them, but he can block a few.
Powell kicks to Hardaway. Back to Powell. He can't get it to go. Great D that time from Leonard. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
Here's Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
Boy, showing you some power there, fellas. I mean, nice to see Doncic get up and drop it in with force that time.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Williams kicks to Kennard. Pass to Mann. Stolen. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. 46 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Doncic. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Doncic has got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 9-point game. Pass to Leonard. 27 seconds left here in the third quarter. Great D that time from Hardaway. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Porzingis is checked in for Dwight Powell. Willie Cauley-Stein comes in for Maxi Kleber. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. Back right after this. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with his...
Hold your ground! Hold your ground!
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Good!
Boy, Luka Doncic, such an all-around skill set. I mean, the defense having a real hard time containing him tonight.
George looking around. Cauley-Stein grabs the ball.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
Well-rounded effort, and they showed no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
No good from Zubac.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Here's Doncic. Batum grabs the miss. Clippers trail by 15. Here's Jackson. Cauley-Stein with the defensive effort. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Here's Brunson. It's hauled in by Paul George.
You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. It sure would make things a lot easier, too.
Looking to end its cold spell, and that one clearly. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Dallas making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Kennard's checked in. Doncic, no good. Clippers trail by 15. And here's George for three. That doesn't go either for George.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Yeah, they brought the sandpaper edge to their attack, really fighting and scrapping inside. A lot of grit and grind with these guys.
Zubac finds George. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over-anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots. Tell you what, guys, you don't see that often. I mean, when he's this open, usually it's lights out.
The three from George. That doesn't go either for George.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Porzingis passes to Brunson. And here is Johnson. Fires the three. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. George has got his fourth rebound in this one. And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity. The putback and the second chance effort by Jackson.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it?
Definitely. You're not going to make plays like that unless you expend the energy.
Doncic against George. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And the Mavericks with some changes. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Johnson. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Richardson in for Jalen Brunson. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Leonard, he's checked in for Kennard. George with the bucket.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for Dallas.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
This team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And on the season, this is going to be their third win in 4 games against this team.
And you could see how badly they wanted this win. For two very familiar opponents, a win in the season series really carries an awful lot of extra weight.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Luka Doncic.
Boy, this game really had his name all over it. I mean, he relished being the guy to carry the load offensively.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
And so it's Burke who brings up the ball for the Mavericks. Goes up at the stripe. Powell inside. Here's Marjanovic. Misses the shot. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. Some good moments throughout this one, but David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll
Let you get drafted into the 2K League.
Awesome words of wisdom there. Thank you so much.
Taking place in the heart of Los. We welcome you to Noche and Beyond here on. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal number for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Jackson, and it's George in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Lakers, they've got Kyle Kuzma. Marc Gasol is out there with Morris. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and it's Schroeder in at the 1. Caldwell-Pope passes to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell-Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Greg, we've got 2 terrific highlight-making teams, both athletic in so many ways.
You know, it makes me harken all the way back to college, and one of my teammates, Stacey Ogden, one of the greatest athletes I ever played alongside. Well, we're going to see a lot of his impact in tonight's game.
Good, nice job down low.
Yeah, and then knifing into the middle. Caldwell-Pope, not just a perimeter threat. Young fella can elevate.
George against Caldwell-Pope. And George kicks to Batum. Zubac, that's good.
And off the schneid here, 1 of 5, but that's a big one.
And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
When they ran the offense right, they found some easy shots, but on that occasion, it was few and far between.
Yeah, lots of ups and downs. 1 good possession, 2 bad ones, 1 good one. They could never get on a steady run and play some solid offense.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Kyle Kuzma. That's his first foul. Kuzma against Leonard. That shot is off. So the Lakers will take it the other way. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, that had to have been #1 priority for the coaching staff coming into this one, limiting those turnovers and making sure they don't beat themselves this time.
Here's Schroeder following the score by Reggie Jackson. And that one's good. Schroeder.
Well, if you read the scouting report on Schroeder, he likes to get into the basket as close as possible because he's usually good from there.
Now, here is George. His last outing, he had 8 points. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Man passes to Morris. On the wing, Williams. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, even when you get physical with Lou Williams, he'll use that against you. Keeps his balance that time.
A 3-time Sixth Man of the Year. Last season, Lou Williams named his newborn son Six in honor of his success in that role.
We talk a lot about the Mount Rushmore of the game's greatest players. Maybe we can start to chisel out the sixth men of the year in the NBA. Lou Williams would have to get some serious consideration for that monument.
Oturu, the pass to Williams. Rebound by Harrell.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Lakers passing it around. Here's Horton Tucker. No good with the triple. Clippers trail by 4. Oh, Morris in position. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Harrell. No good on that one. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Outside Williams. Morris into the lane. The basket is good off the assist from Williams.
Well, when you're given the ball as much as Lou Williams has gotten it through the years, he's experienced enough to make those kind of plays.
There's 42 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Schroeder finds Harrell.
And trust me, Dennis Schroeder would love to score the basketball, but his ability to set up his teammates is also effective.
It's stolen by Morris. Fast break, the Lakers. Here's Horton Tucker. Finished off the break.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Clippers trail by 6. Williams looking over the floor. It's stolen. Kuzma outside. 1 second left. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with their lead. A little bit earlier, we had a chance to chat with Kyle Kuzma.
You know, for me, it's super cool.
Well, Kuzma, Greg, has certainly learned a lot, proficient at the offensive end, and adding more to his game every day.
Yeah, I mean, he's been focused on improving the defense and rebounding, and much of that is due to the players he's been surrounded by.
And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
We've got Antetokounmpo. He's out there with Harrell. And it's Caruso in at the point guard position. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter. Here's Caruso. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Pelicans in New Orleans. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Leonard's got the ball, and it's blocked. And they get it back. Now the Lakers on the break. Here's Harrell. Finished off the break. Harrell's got the lead up to 6 now for the Lakers.
He gets really excited about finishing through contact.
Over in the corner, Batum. On the wing, George. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game.
What a great option he gives them on every possession.
Caruso looking for an opening. Dishes to Harrell. It's in. That's his third field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now, here is George. D right on him. 5 to shoot. And the shot goes in. George has got his second bucket of the night.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Caruso, the pass to Harrell. And no good that time. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
You always talk about the first 2 steps in transition, and Paul George out quick and decisively that time.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And the Lakers decide to take their first timeout here. Greg, too early to start talking about MVP for this year? We're mid-season.
You know, we've gotten to a point now where we start talking MVP to start the season. You know, people just love to talk sports at this point, especially when it comes to the most prestigious individual awards out there. I think you can make a case and sway some opinions with your play this time of year, but I like to let it all play out before I start focusing on that.
Things can change in a hurry, can't they, in a season?
Yes, they can.
Like you say, let it play out.
He's one of the most uniquely built players in the NBA, and Kawhi Leonard draws contact often. I'm not sure he feels it, but he gets it. You can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Schroeder surveying the floor. It's Caldwell Pope with the drive, and he makes that one.
Yeah, rising to the challenge. KCP, often deterred by physical play, converts through the contact on that one.
Double team on Williams. The pass to Zubac. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's Patterson. The shot off that time. Straight D that time from Dennis Schroeder. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That is his first foul of the game. Kuzma outside. Schroeder outside. Morris into the lane. And the layup is good. And it's a 4-point Laker lead.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Pass to Zubac. Leonard against Kuzma. Rejected by Gasol. They're running. That's good from Caldwell Pope on the assist by Schroeder. Caldwell Pope's got the lead up to 6 now for the Lakers. Williams dishes to Leonard. A rebound by the Lakers. Kuzma's got his 4th rebound in this one. Caldwell Pope with it. Williams picks him up. To the wing on the left. Nobody near Schroeder. Off target with his 3.
Well, the D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from 3-point range, and he shows us why. Still, I expect him to make one of those.
And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. They lead by 4. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
The potential Schroeder has is pretty exciting. Such a lightning quick point guard.
The Lakers making a switch here. Matthews is checked in. Pass to Kennard. Morris with the ball. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Over in the corner, Williams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Takes it from 10. Good D by Gasol. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They have the 6-point lead. Kenny, how'd you see it? And that...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jackson and at the point guard. And the basket is good. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. You're double-checking, and the game continues on.
And that's why Schroeder has a spot in the rotation. Coach recognizes his passing ability. He sets up his teammates well.
Alex Caruso, he's checked in for the Lakers. And that one falls for Marc Gasol. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league, and there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
Clippers trail by 8. Here's Jackson. The shot's good on the assist by George. Jackson's got his second basket of the game.
A really good decision there from Paul George, quick to find the open man.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Gasol on the high post. It's Caldwell Pope with the drive. Lays it up off the glass. Caldwell Pope's got the lead. Back up to 8 now for the Lakers. In the corner, George with it. Rejected by Gasol. And he's able to get it back. That one falls. Here's Caruso. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Lob pass to Gasol. The shot misses.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, you like to keep things a little more simple, and that was a play that didn't quite develop the way they wanted it.
Caruso kicks to Kuzma. Gasol passes to Morris. That's good from Gasol on the assist by Morris. Gasol's got the lead up to 8 now for the Lakers. Down low, stolen by Caldwell Pope, and it's the Lakers on the break. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and Gasol slams it in.
Gasol understands when and where to get his.
Here's George. Rejected by Gasol. And they're pushing it up. Here's Caruso. The Clippers grab the miss. Now the Clippers moving it up. Jackson's got the ball. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. The 10-footer. Morris, no good. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 10. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. 6 points for Leonard.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. Antetokounmpo comes in for Morris. Alfonso McKinney's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's Matthews in for Caldwell Pope. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Kennard. Lakers have gone to even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Here's Caruso. He's guarded by Williams. Count the basket. Harrell's got 8.
Harrell smashing through the defense to get inside.
Outside Williams. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
And both free throws good for Lou Williams.
Lou Williams, and that wisdom gives a boost to the confidence of the entire team. Someone the younger guys look up to.
Here's Caruso. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
Montrezl Harrell with a throwdown that gets his teammates up.
Outside Williams. Here's Oturu. Unable to get that one. Great D that time from Harrell. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Out to the right wing. Loads it up there for Harrell. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
You know, Harrell brings energy to the game, not just with his feet and hands, but he also will bring it in the way he communicates.
Fires at the elbow. Morris, no good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And here's Antetokounmpo outside. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Lakers lead. The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Clippers trail by 10. They've got Harrell. Matthews out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Horton Tucker in at the small forward. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Here's Schroeder. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
On the wing, Batum. Back to George. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and that one drops for him.
Paul George is aggressive. Look at his eyes right now, focused on scoring, and he sees the open path and gets right there.
Passes it to Matthews. Lakers working the ball around now. Here's Harrell. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
Yeah, no stopping him on that play. Sometimes even the taller defenders are helpless to stop him. That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Bounce pass, Schroeder. Harrell, the pass to Horton Tucker. And here's Kuzma. 6 on the shot clock.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
And that one's good, George.
Yeah, which ways tonight has Paul George not made an impact in this game? A one-man wrecking crew.
Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. The drive by Schroeder. It's hauled in by Zubats.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
And it's George missing.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Jackson misses. Lakers leading by 7. Matthews passes to Kuzma. And that one, good.
Beautiful touch close in. Kuzma excels at taking advantage down low.
Outside, George. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
That's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Just 1 year in college for Paul George, and then made the transition to the NBA, and all the talk was about what it is we're seeing now. A very capable two-way player and all-star caliber talent.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. Gasol passes to Horton Tucker. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. And the Lakers lead by 8.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
And Batum kicks to Williams. Zubac the pass to Williams. Leonard on the wing. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, height and length at that position for Paul George, that's problematic for a defender, and he used his size to draw the foul that time.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for the Lakers. And George drops them both.
And great work at the line there to chip away at the lead. A few more productive trips here, and things could really get interesting.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Gasol kicks it out to Schroeder from deep. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's George. Plays it up and banks it in. George has got 16 here in the second half.
Yeah, Paul George sharpening his swords now. Love to see him take that shot.
The drive by Schroeder. And another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
Man, time winding down. It's always fun to see a player like Schroeder take it upon himself to come up with a clutch basket.
But they recover it. Rebound by Harold. There's 42 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Schroeder. That doesn't go either for Schroeder. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Clippers. 6-point game.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Schroeder passes to Caldwell Pope from past the arc. Rebound by the Clippers.
No time to waste on this possession.
Time is not on their side right now. They're aware.
And so the Lakers take the win. It was a fantastic. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
2008, and since then, she's been blazing trails and inspiring young women.
And as a part of our ongoing
And it was quite a display as the Trailblazers arrived at the arena. A lot of thought put into those outfits. You're looking live and down. And with tip-off.
Hey, Kevin, the clip.
There's been a transformation here in L.A. There is no doubt about that. DA, thank you. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Derek Jones is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Cantor in at the center, locking down the middle. And for the Clippers, they've got Jackson. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. Here's McCollum, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Emphasizing the importance of a deep bench. A few teams, Doris, across the league are riddled with injuries right now.
And this is where your front office has to find a way to be successful year after year. And players over the course of the season maybe won't play for 5, 6, 7, 8 games, and then an injury opens an opportunity, and you have to have a high level of professionalism at the end of the bench to endure these moments.
George looking around. About 1 minute into the first quarter.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Lillard against George. To the inside. Stolen by Zubac. And it's Leonard at the elbow. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, this guy is such a physical presence. Kawhi, phenomenal at finishing on the post, possesses great touch and great length.
Now here's Jones. He's coming off a 13-point game against Brooklyn. McCollum against Jackson. McCollum, no good. The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And a deep 3 from George. Here's Zubac, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
You're fighting to keep the possession alive, something this guy does so well.
McCollum finds Lillard. And Lillard gets double-teamed. McCollum outside for the 3. Kicks it out to Lillard. McCollum outside. The Trailblazers rebound. Covington passes to Lillard. Four on the clock. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. To the middle. Here's Batum. A miss that time. Would have put him up. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for the Trailblazers. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
I think it was a lot of bad decisions leading to a lot of poor looks. Patience was not their best quality in that basketball game.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach. There's just so much force that Kawhi plays with. It is what allows him to rise up and put it down with authority.
It's good.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Here's George, following the score by Damian Lillard. George finds Leonard, outside Jackson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. On the wing, George. Basket, good.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Trailblazers trail by 4. Lillard surveying the D. And the pass to McCollum. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Poked away. Clippers with the ball. Now the Clippers with it. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Outside for George. And he converts the layup.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Trent passes to Simons. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander. Here's Oturu, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams.
Over the course of his career, Lou Williams has really improved as a passer. That is nicely done.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field. Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked.
I know that when the main guy,
he's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every...
And here we go, coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
Out to Anthony. Shot clock at 5. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Well, this is why Carmelo can be so scary when he's coming off the pick and roll. Just so many ways he can hurt you.
Pass to Morris. Here's Patterson. Out to Morris. They shoot again. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
Here's Simons. That three off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Williams gets the bucket.
How about Lou Williams playing through the contact? Nicely done.
Trailblazers trail by 9. Simons surveying the D. Anthony drives in. Jacks up a 3. They get the rebound. To the paint. To the wing right side. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall. Clippers leading by 9. To the inside. Here's Patterson up and in from the low block.
Well, we talk about not wasting any time. How about Patrick Patterson on the catch and shoot?
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Hood kicks to Cantor. Pass to Simons. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the... And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They have decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's George, and the layup falls. George has got 6.
What great body control from the all-star forward. Paul George, so skilled at keeping his composure under pressure.
George against Lillard. Yep, it counts.
Working against size, he's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
I'll tell you, the analytics crew may not like the mid-range, but sometimes you just got to put it in the basket.
George passes to Zubac. That one drops for him. Zubac has got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Lillard, and he banks in the layup. Lillard's got 4 this quarter.
He's been a marksman this period. Their shot mechanics finally in sync.
Outside, George. 58 seconds left in the first half of the game. The shot, no good.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Lillard. Here's George. 6 points for him. 36 seconds left in the second quarter. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Now, you have got to give Paul George so much respect. He's just amazing at drawing contact when he's shooting.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Cantor checked in for Anthony. Little comes in for Derek Jones. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Lillard. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. That one on George.
Oh, power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. Here's Simons. Misses in close.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
The shot by George, wide open. And the Clippers miss again. Goes up. It's deflected. And the first half is now in the books. Los Angeles.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kawhi, you seem to be so...
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, Beth. And load management the last few seasons, a common occurrence for Kawhi. And that should do it.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Jones. And it's Cantor in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And here's George for 3. Offensive rebound. It's good on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 7.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And it's Lillard missing, but they'll get another chance. And Los Angeles guys, shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
For Los Angeles, they haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5. Greg, when you played for the Knicks, I always heard that Charles Oakley would cook for the players. Is that true?
Absolutely. Oak was very particular about his food. And I got to tell you, he knows his way around the kitchen. And to be honest, I would never tell him otherwise.
Well, what was his specialty?
Whatever he made, it was special. It wouldn't matter.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his group.
Here's Zubats. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Boy, as slow a start as you could have. Just 1 for 4 from the field. They're struggling.
Lillard against George. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Passes it to Zubats. Batum scanning the floor. George against McCollum. A nice shot by George.
Well, the efficiency with the mid-range game, Paul George has always possessed.
Lillard outside. He kicks to McCollum. Lillard the pass to Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
And that's an intentional foul. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Kicks it to Cantor. Hood for 3. The Trailblazers with a new shot clock. McCollum left side. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Lou Williams.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. 7-point differential. Portland no good that time either.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Inside. And there's Cantor on the assist by McCollum. Cantor's got his second basket of the night.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
And Portland making a change here. Simons is checked in. Kicks it out to McCollum. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. The second effort. Here's Simons. Off target from outside. Los Angeles leading by 5. And they go to the intentional foul. First trip to the line for him here.
That's his first personal.
That free throw good from Kennard. So he gets them both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Here's Simons. He's guarded by Williams. Now the pass to Cantor. Outside Anthony. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Well, he's not settling. Melo taking it to the D and making himself get to the free throw line.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You can see the kind of savvy Kawhi Leonard plays with. This guy makes the defense commit and gets himself to the foul line.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Here's Simons. 6 points for him. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And it's Leonard missing. Trailblazers trail by 7. Anthony, the pass to Simons. Anthony down low. Pass to Simons. Out to Anthony. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Mann. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Los Angeles heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And there's Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Williams at the point guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Lillard dishes to Carmelo. Kicks it out to Lillard. High post shot. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Outside Williams. To the middle. Clock at 6. Count that one. And now an 11-point Clipper lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Lillard outside. He feeds it to Carmelo. And he comes up with the deuce.
Boy, strong finish there by Melo. He just powers it right past the D.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor, and these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Paul George comes in for Williams. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Tyronn Lue as he talked with the team. He said, I want us to play as though we're behind. We're good when we play with urgency. We're bad when we become complacent. Don't become complacent. Let's go. Guys?
Thank you, David. And it's Paul George with the finish.
That is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Lillard misses.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Back to George. And it's George finishing it off.
Well, you love how Paul George finishes on the drive. That is a powerful dunker right there.
And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers, trailing by 13. McCollum outside, fires from deep. Kicks it out to Lillard. Drops in the tray. Lillard's got 19 points.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Batum passes to Zubac. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's George. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Robert Covington picks one up.
You got to love the penetration by Paul George. He's really quick on his feet, and the defense cannot handle him right now.
Greg, you're the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
Jones, the pass to McCollum. And that comes off the assist by Jones. McCollum's got it back down to single digits for the Trailblazers. Feeds to Leonard. McCollum against George. 6 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. It's George on the wing. He's covered by Cantor. George with the bucket. And the Clippers lead by 11.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Clippers.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
And here's McCollum for 3. Hits the three-point bomb.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Jackson passes to Zubac. From the stripe, Damian Lillard grabs the loose ball. From deep. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight.
timing was perfect.
A look from before as the Clippers made their way to the locker room. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal number for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Clippers, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Porzingis looking it over, down low. Here's Finney Smith, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Boy, KP wanting to dish it when his guys are open. I love that team-first attitude on display.
Nobody near George. His 3-pointers off the mark. And here are the Mavericks now. Last time they met was in Dallas.
And in the last face-off against these guys, they enjoyed a huge advantage in free throw percentage.
Yeah, it was really simple. I mean, you look at the numbers, they did a better job of knocking down the free throws.
And where Finney Smith really made strides last season, his consistency from range.
And you know, Greg, it was really his defense, the work ethic he brings, the effort level. I mean, that's always been there. I watched this kid play in college, and that's always been part of his package. But as an NBA wing, you've got to be able to knock down shots and help space the floor if you want to find your way into the lineup. And to Finney Smith's credit, he's done that and has become a valuable part of the rotation.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
To the paint, here's Jackson, and Jackson throws it down hard.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Doncic outside. 6 to shoot. Takes it from 10, and that one goes long. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And Leonard gets it to go.
Only 1 miss in the first 5 attempts, clearly feeling it.
Doncic against George, and it's good, 2 points.
Doncic showing you his ability to finish. I really respect his aggressiveness in taking it to the hoop and handling contact.
Outside Jackson. Porzingis with the steal. Pass to Kleba. In the corner, it's Richardson. Yep, that one goes in there. You know how this goes, Clark. Some guys check the standings every morning. Others won't look at it at all. They'll try to avoid it. What was your approach?
Well, you know, we were struggling as a team during my time in the NBA with the Pacers, so I wasn't doing too much standing watching. But for those guys that are thinking about it, it varies. Individuals look at it differently. I would be a guy who wouldn't want to see it all the time. That's like getting on the scale every day. That wouldn't serve me too well.
Kleba, the pass to Finney Smith. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. It's on Nicholas Batum.
You know, guys, KP sometimes is just overwhelming. I mean, when he gets good positioning, he sometimes just forces the defense to foul.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Dallas also making some changes. Johnson, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Williams dishes to Patterson. Porzingis with the block.
Tell you what, Porzingis showing great timing as the anchor of the defense there.
Kennard against Doncic. Back to Porzingis. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Kennard. He played real well against Atlanta in that last game. In the corner, it's Patterson. Clock at 4. To halt the run. Misses off the left iron. Mavericks leading by 4. The drive by Doncic. Now here is Hardaway. Defense is right there. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, you know, guys, we know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
Outside Williams. Shoots over Brunson. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
To the inside. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. The defensive work. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
An impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for the Mavericks, we've got Johnson. Hardaway is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Doncic, and it's Marjanovic in at the 5 spot. Mavericks leading by 4. Here's Marjanovic, and Marjanovic with the slam.
Boy, what a brilliant find by Doncic.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
To the right side. Kennard against Hardaway. Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch. Love seeing the desire that comes through when a team knows they have to turn it up to pull off the comeback.
And the Mavericks making a change here. A one-deuce checked in. And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the mobile 1 block.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
And George gets it to go.
And this is one of George's main strengths, a phenomenal mid-range scorer.
And here's Brunson. No points in the game yet for him. Zubac trying to break loose. Brunson, good.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Zubac kicks to Batum. On the wing, George. From downtown, he can't hit that time. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Dallas. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota where they'll take on the Timberwolves. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Hardaway from outside. Offensive rebound.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And the dunk by Zubac.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
And there's a minute 45 left in the first half. Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. Here's a 1-2. 6 on the shot clock. And the rejection by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Dallas. And it's the Mavericks with the ball. Here's Hardaway. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Clippers trail by 8. Jackson looking it over. And that one is good. Jackson's got 6.
And with the defender draped all over him, Jackson has that strength to fight through the contact.
Jackson against Brunson. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Leonard. The rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Cauley-Stein with it. George picks him up. Here's a 1-2. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Cauley-Stein. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And Cauley-Stein so explosive around the rim. Hard to defend without fouling.
And he's good on the second. Clippers trail by 9. Back to Williams. The 11-footer. The Mavericks pull it in. Fresh from a win against Portland.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Well, you know, it takes character.
And so that's the end of the first half. Mavericks lead by 9.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see Dallas has the edge here at halftime. They have a 9-point lead. And Shaq. That's all for now.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Porzingis with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Jackson. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Richardson finds Porzingis. And he makes good on the layup. Porzingis has got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Mavs. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
Oof. That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are 2 guys that still are very reliable.
The Clippers shooting their first free throw of the night here. Throw good, Paul George.
And Every single season, Paul George has kicked his game up another level. I think he's a premier two-way forward who gets it done at both ends.
Doncic against Batum. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Porzingis with the block. Fast break, Dallas. Back to Cauley Stein. They get a hand on it. Stolen by George. Passes to Batum. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut to just 9 on the basket from Paul George.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
Doncic outside. Unloads from 13. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
Well, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
Outside Jackson. In the corner, George with it.
That is prototype rebounding right there. He gets the position down low, boxes out, and then corrals it.
Finney-Smith kicks to Porzingis. For 3. Reggie Jackson with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Outside, George. Pass to Batum. Back to George. From deep three-point range. And it's George again missing.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Here's Finney-Smith. Banked in off the glass. Finney-Smith's got the lead up to 13 now for the Mavs.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Boy, George can really change pace quickly. He's excellent at drawing physical contact.
And a new group getting ready for Dallas. James Johnson's checked in for Porzingis. Maxi Kleber comes in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Outside Hardaway. And the layup's good off the glass. Hardaway has got his first points of the night.
You know, he's not just a shooter, guys. Hardaway Jr. is also capable of getting creative and mixing things up, too. I like it.
Williams passes to Oturu. Back to Williams. On the wing, George. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Oturu. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Cashing in on the interior, making it look all too easy.
Mavericks leading by 12. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Kennard, he's checked in for Paul George. Marjanovic checked in for Dallas. Trey Burke comes in for Richardson. Hardaway kicks to Brunson. Johnson for 3. They grab their own miss. Here's Marjanovic. Makes it off the glass. Marjanovic has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. On the wing, Morris. The pass to Oturu. That one good for 2. Oturu's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Boy, he could have taken it himself, but he went from good, better to best in getting the shot for his teammate.
Brunson with it. Here's Marjanovic. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Dallas, enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their defense has been active and effective. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Trey Burke is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Marjanovic. And it's a one-do in at the small forward. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. A 12-point game. Sure. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists now in this one. Doncic against George. Batum with the steal. Outside Leonard. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Yeah, the defense of Doncic looking a lot better. I mean, when he works hard at that end of the floor, he can get up and block some shots too. Not a lot of them, but he can block a few.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
And they're losing their concentration here, guys. Just sloppy with the ball.
Marjanovic checked in for the Mavericks. Cauley Stein comes in for Maxi Kleber. Here's George. It's rebounded by Doncic. Dallas leading by 8. Knocked loose. Batum with the steal. George looking over the floor. Drills the three-pointer.
In that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
The drive by Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Big time flush by Doncic. Man, this young fella really has a lot of game.
Here's George. Here's Zubats outside for Jackson. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Clippers. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs.
And looking at the Philadelphia matchup, this is what the fans have been wanting to see. Two of the best teams in the league duking it out, and you know whoever gets the win is going to be viewed as the team to beat.
And here's George for 3. That doesn't go either for George.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Lets it go. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Looking to get back on track here. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one. Mavericks leading by 5. Doncic outside. Stolen by Jackson. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And George with the stuff.
And George just has an uncanny knack for providing these kinds of baskets. And he makes it look so easy.
Doncic dishes to Richardson. Back to Doncic. Count it.
Luka does not back away from the big stage, guys. This young fella loves to be center stage in the biggest moment.
Baseline J. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut back down to 3 points with the bucket from Paul George.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
You know, it's taken a big run, but they were able to get back into this one. Very impressive. No quitting these guys.
Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Here's Finney-Smith. He's covered by Leonard. And Finney-Smith gets it to go.
You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
George against Richardson. Shoots from 14. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Mavericks leading by 5. Pass to Finney Smith. Passes it to Marjanovic. Over George. It's deflected.
A capable defensive player. That wingspan of Batum's really an asset in blocking shots.
And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. And the Mavericks with some changes. Zinkis, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Johnson comes in for Willie Cauley-Stein. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Here's Doncic. Richardson up top, guarded by Jackson. The shot from the low post is good.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
Yeah, I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
And stolen by Richardson. Johnson, the pass to Richardson. Doncic feeling it out. From deep. Doesn't go for him. George land misses. And so it's Dallas winning this one. A narrow win under. All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up for David Aldridge. Greg.
retired in 2009. She's been a model, an actress, a TV analyst. But today, if you call her a groundbreaker, she'll tell you she prefers the term torch carrier because she hasn't forgotten about all the women who came before her. Lisa
And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Caldwell Pope, and it's Marc Gasol. Then there's Markieff Morris, and it's Kuzma in at the small forward. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. Now Morris. Paul George missing from long range. No good from Gasol. Strange to see Marc Gasol shooting from outside. His game, Greg, wasn't always like it is now.
I mean, Gasol has added a 3 to his game in the last seasons with Memphis, and it was an immediate success. He became a functioning stretch 5. Early in his career, he was more likely to drag you to the block and just bruise you more than anything else.
The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
I just love the aggressive attitude of Batum, especially how hard he hits the boards.
Schroeder against Jackson. Here's Gasol. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Greg, how hard is it to maintain focus this time of year when you know you're on a championship contending team?
You know, some of that I think depends on the leadership you have in your locker room. Certain guys just keep everybody engaged and motivated. And you know what? You've got to break the season down into chapters to help yourself with the motivation, because sometimes that season can be so long and it's hard to stay focused in the present when you start thinking about the postseason.
I agree. So it's the Lakers now. The Clippers getting the bucket. Schroeder passes to Gasol. Stolen by Zubac. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Batum. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Schroeder against Jackson. And that one's good. Schroeder. Clippers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. George against Caldwell Pope. Zubac. Second chance shot outside for George. Connects from 3-point range. George has got his second basket of the night.
And look how quick on the draw George is. The moment he's got the ball, he's in motion for the shot.
Now here's Schroeder. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New Orleans.
And they kept fouling him. I mean, it only made him more aggressive. He wound up having a huge night at the free throw line.
Clippers leading by 3. And a lot of contact. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And that one's good. Caruso. 1:58 left in the first quarter. Outside Williams. And the rejection by Harrell. Here's Matthews. The rebound by Patterson.
does a good job just to get the shot off clean. Even if he can't knock it down, the fadeaway is really his only choice there. Man, you don't see this fella blow many layups. Not against D like that, anyway.
Matthews passes to Harrell. Shoots from 12. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. There's the foul against the Clippers. Lakers shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group. Only around 75%.
The Clippers in the lead. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against the Atlanta Hawks. Floats it up there for Harrell. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Yeah, just showcasing his agility in these sets. Harrell's IQ and knowing when to slash is impressive.
Now, here is Morris. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. And so on to Antetokounmpo looking over it. Passes it to Caruso. Back to Antetokounmpo. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Williams passes to Oturu. That one goes. Count it.
And don't sleep on Williams's ability to create for others. That's a veteran play.
And there's the pass to Caruso. From the arc. The shot comes out. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Here's Mann. Unable to get that one. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Clippers lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, governing the split second chance opportunities. I mean, that's what has them in the lead right now.
So on the floor for the Lakers to start this second quarter, we've got Montrezl Harrell. Markieff Morris is out there with Matthews. And it's Horton Tucker in at the small forward. Outside, George. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And Batum kicks to Leonard. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for the Lakers. Contavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Morris has got the ball here for the Lakers. Trailing by 2. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Well, how often do we hear it? You know, you got to take care of the basketball. I mean, they got to be much more disciplined tonight.
The Clippers shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Pass to George. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Shot clock at 6. Zubac's no good. The Lakers shooting 31%, not looking sharp offensively to say the least. This one for 3. Harrell the pass to Kuzma, and Kuzma slams it in.
Wow, you see how fast he got off the ground? I love whenever Kuzma rises up to throw it down.
And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Inside. Caldwell-Pope kicks to Morris. Kuzma inside. Leonard's there. Here's Harrell. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Harrell's got it all tied up now for the Lakers.
And improving as a shot maker every year. Harrell has to be accounted for defensively.
Caldwell-Pope against George. In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Schroeder dishes to Morris. Schroeder against Jackson. Schroeder passes to Harrell. Schroeder kicks to Caldwell Pope. All sorts of time. That one wide left.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Here's Kuzma. Here's Schroeder. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. The Clippers have gone 2 of 5 in the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. It's good. George has got 11. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Theus, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and an up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mentions. This is his first free throw of the game. And he knocks down the first one.
And see, Webb, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope changing his approach before last season. He knew he wouldn't need to take on as much of a scoring responsibility.
Yeah, and what a team player, GA. I mean, KCP rededicated himself to defense. He tries to do more with less touches now, and that's the mindset you need to have playing with stars going for a championship.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Here is Williams after the made shot from Dennis Schroeder. Morris inside, covered by Morris. Schroeder right side. Caldwell Pope outside. The 3-ball. That shot no good. The Clippers go the other way with it. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And they definitely kept their eyes on the prize, put on a real entertaining comeback, and that's a feel-good game when you can win like that.
Even when the D is playing off of them, the mid-range jumper shouldn't be the shot they're looking for.
Schroeder kicks to Caldwell Pope. Kuzma passes to Gasol. Now the Clippers moving it up. Morris with the ball. Guarded now by Morris. Pass to Oturu. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Schroeder with the ball. He's got 6. From deep three-point range, and no good that time. So a tie game here as we...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Looking at the Paul George trade last year, he caused an unprecedented treasure. And that should...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. And there's Jackson. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Caruso. Paul George making his last shot. Caruso kicks to McKinney. Caruso, the pass to Gasol. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Zubac against Matthews. The shot will not fall.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
That doesn't go either for George. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. A 2-point game.
Well, a 7-1 division, Gasol stands aware. I mean, this guy's got game.
George looking around. The rebound by Gasol.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
90 seconds now into the second half. Lakers passing it around. Matthews, no one around him, drains it from beyond the arc. Matthews has got the lead up to 3 now for the Lakers. And Batum kicks to Zubac. Pass to George. Back to Zubac. Poke loose. Now the Lakers on the break, pushing it up. Antetokounmpo passes to Matthews, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. His first shot coming late. Here's George. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. They get Marc Gasol.
And the defense knows George can score from there, which is what forces them to kind of compromise at times defensively.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Alfonso McKinney. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso. Now here's Schroeder. He's got 6. Harrell uses the glass to finish the layup. Harrell's got 6.
Guys, not much more a defender can do in that situation. Harrell with the focus and the strength to just power through the contact. And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
Just off his game, forcing a few shots, not letting the game come to him naturally.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
The wide open look here for Kuzma. A three-pointer, no good.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Williams, and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Kuzma outside. Out to the right wing. Schroeder finds Harrell. Stripped away. It's tipped. Williams with the ball. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. But they get it back. Back to Williams. On the wing, Morris. There's the pass to Mann. Outside Williams. Just 5 to shoot. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Now here's Schroeder. He's guarded closely. For 3, Caldwell Pope. Oturu with the rebound. Oturu's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Back to Williams. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got 4 rebounds in this game.
He's dragged them down with his performance today. I mean, a whole lot of zeros from him on the stat sheet.
Kuzma kicks to Antetokounmpo. Schroeder outside. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Lakers lead by 5.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Back to Williams. To the middle. Here's Oturu to end the drought. A second chance effort. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Harrell kicks it over to Schroeder. From deep, Antetokounmpo.
I really like the hustle of Morris. He does a terrific job crowding the shooters.
The third quarter comes to a close. Lakers ahead. They lead by 5. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. And on the court for the Lakers to start the 4th. They've got Morris. Also, Marc Gasol is up. And it's Caruso in at the point guard. For the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Patterson, and George is subbed in for Williams. Horton Tucker, the pass to Gasol. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. George with the ball.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
On the wing, Morris. Pass to Caruso. Gasol with it. Zubac defending. That's a 2 from Matthews. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound.
He's done a lot of the little things to help put them in front. But his offense, he's not been there for enough.
And with a good mix of power and agility, Leonard can throw it down with the best of them.
Here's Caruso after the Clippers pick up 2. He feeds it to Gasol. Then Gasol with the dunk.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
The coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy baskets like this.
Clippers with the ball. Following the bucket by the Lakers. Offensive rebound. Rejected by Gasol.
Wow. Trying to challenge Gasol. Big-time two-way player. He gets it done on both ends.
Matthews dishes to Gasol. Horton Tucker, the pass to Gasol. Out to Morris, takes the 3. The Clippers grab the miss, and now the Clippers on the break. Jackson finds Batum. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. To the paint. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Horton Tucker, the pass to Gasol. Outside Jackson. Pass to George. From deep. That one no good. And the Lakers take it the other way. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Caruso, the pass to Gasol. The shot that time, not on target. Great D that time from Batum. Here's Leonard. Count that bucket. Leonard's got 4 points this quarter.
And guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
Here's Caruso. Over to the left wing. Morris outside, inside. Gasol's in the post. Working on Zubac.
Credit to D for not giving up on that play. He's a tough cover down low.
Clippers trail by 3. George double teamed. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And, you know, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player.
Antetokounmpo's checked in for Morris.
Wrong guy to put on the line in the close game. You know he's not going to miss.
Schroeder looking around. Over Jackson. And that one's good. Schroeder. And the Lakers lead by 3.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up. That'll put Paul George on the line. That one on Caldwell Pope. That one drops. He ties it up.
Yeah, big play on the front end to finish, despite getting hacked there, and big on the back end to hit the free throw.
Schroeder outside. He dishes it to Harrell. Passes to Caldwell Pope. Down low, stolen by Zubac. George dishes to Jackson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Caldwell Pope.
As a kid, Jackson saw a lot of the world. His dad was in the Air Force, so he lived in Italy, England, North Dakota, Florida, Colorado. He was all over the place.
And that's big there. Once he got the opportunity to get to the line and take the lead, you have got to convert.
And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Trailing by 2. Harrell kicks it over to Schroeder. Back to Harrell. From 10 feet out, 4 on the clock, and it's off the back rim, no good. And they are in the driver's seat.
Yes, they are. If they come away with points on this trip, Katie barred the door.
It's George on the wing. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. One-on-one here. Here's Kuzma. Can't knock in the 3. It's George on the wing. So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight.